Okay, I'm going to go ahead and find it. Over here is Acts 24. We're going to learn. We're going to have a discussion, questions first, and then a discussion. Okay, very good. All right. We'll start with Joel, but first let me do a little review of what happened in Acts before that. So if we remember, so this is called the sham trial. And the last time we studied the Acts, it was Acts 23. And if you recall, Paul was at the Sanhedrin. The high priest ordered Paul to be struck. Remember him, Ananias? Then foremen plotted to kill Paul. And he was luckily saved by the Roman commander, who moved him to Caesarea to stand trial in front of Governor Felix. So that's where we are now. He's over there at the palace of Herod under pretty much a prisoner, or waiting for trial, I should say. So he was taken to the governor, and the governor's name is Marcus Antonius Felix. So who was this? Marcus Antonius Felix was originally a slave from Cilicia, Paul's home province, but had gained his freedom thanks to connections. His brother Marcus Antonius Pallas was a freedman well liked by Caesar Claudius. And as Antonio Felix's political fortunes rose, so did his reputation for corruption, cruelty, and lust. Felix governed Judea from 52 to 60 AD, and quote, the historian Tacitus said, "The power of a king, but the mind of a slave." So as his rule got going, he was not really a good person. Yeah. Okay, so the first question to Joel, if you need the choices, let me know, but who did Ananias bring with him to Caesarea? So Ananias is the accuser.
Oh, he brought the lawyer.
Do you know
starts with a T.
I know it.
Shush.
I need the multiple choice then.
Okay, no problem. There's your choices.
Oh.
¿Es Tortuga o Te Adoro?
It was B.
Very good. Good job, Joel. All right. So the next person is I have over here. Let's go with Ralph. Tertullus is correct. What was Tertullus' job?
It was to present the case in front of the judge Felix.
Like what do you call that person? What's the occupation?
So that
Huh? What's the occupation of a person that does that in the court?
The prosecutor. Yeah, but what is he?
Yes, correct. Good job. Ralph got it. Lawyer. And I'm sorry, Joel knew the answer too before, but it goes, that's how it goes, the luck of the drawer sometimes. So he was a lawyer. Very good. Okay, ready, Eddie? Okay, so this is a thought question. We have enjoyed a long period of peace under you. This is what the lawyer said to Felix. Mm-hmm. Was that true or false?
No.
That is false.
That guy was a crook, actually, who used to take a lot of bribes and brought a lot of crimes.
Tertullus?
Not Tertullus.
Well, this is Tertullus that said this.
No, I know, but the governor Felix is a crook.
Yeah.
And he even wanted to take bribes from Paul. And he said,
we're gonna not jump ahead.
Yeah.
Because that's later on, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I'm too
So this is actually Tertullus who said, we have enjoyed a long period of peace under you. When you're saying that is not true.
That is not true.
How come?
Because he was a crook. The guy, Felix, is a crook.
No, he was in, let me put it in this. He was talking about the Jews in Judea in general. He's saying that everybody gets along.
He said enough to say that Paul is a troublemaker. Yeah.
Yes, well, that, okay, so I'm just gonna say. So it was not true. During the Roman occupation, there was always unrest and rising up amongst the Jews. They were always having to stop uprisings, always have to be looking who's spying. So he wants to look like a victim. All right, so I'll give you 1 point for that, Eddie, instead of 2. That was a thought question, so those are a little harder, but thank you. Okay, another thought question for Rene. Why was Tertullus so complimentary to the governor?
To gain the government's favor.
Very good.
Gain the
What
judgment
else?
side.
Okay. I'll give you 2 points. Buttering up in order to get him in good graces, Felix may be susceptible to an inflated ego. So, people in power like for people to kiss their butts. Why not? And everybody in general likes compliments.
Exactly.
So actually, I'm going to give you 1 point, Renee, because you didn't get the ego part. Okay, Nina, what were the charges against Paul? Okay, this is really, really hard. There were 3 charges against him.
Yeah.
Well, give me 3.
Okay.
The first,
You have choices.
If you could get this, this is a hard one.
no,
If you could get this, I'll give you 3 points.
I'll do
yeah,
it.
the first is that he occupied the church.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The other one was that he was, ay, ¿cómo te tengo esta palabra? He was como el instigator de
Throwaway.
de los,
Okay.
ajá, he was, y the other one was, hold on. The other one was that he was, bueno, que él decía de que él proclamaba que Dios resucitaba.
These were the 3 charges. We're gonna pick which one you want, Nina. In the New International Version, these 3 words are there.
That's it.
Some of them are synonyms, but I want the 3 words in the NIV.
Very easy.
Yes, Nina, good job. Troublemaker, ringleader, and desecrator.
1 point.
Okay, very good try. That was hard. All right, Joel. Paul states he is not in a sect, rather follows blank.
The God of his ancestors.
No. I need the word in the NIV. Okay, Ralph,
Oh.
your choice?
No, for you.
No, he already got it wrong.
Oh. Paul stated that he's not in a set, rather follow. No, multiple choice. From place A.
Mhm.
Oh, Nina sabe. That is incorrect. Go ahead, Eddie.
Below.
That is also incorrect. Rene.
The way.
Very good. Rene got it.
That's
away.
the point.
Yes.
What was it?
It's the quality. NIV.
You forgot that he thinks that he followed the way it's true. Joel is correct. He
But
thinks
he's
right.
asking about the sect. When he talks about the sect,
The way
sect. I don't know sect. I'm following the way. It's not a sect. He said. Okay, Nina, what belief does Paul say he shares with his accusers? There's something, a belief that he mentions that we share the same. These people that are accusing me, these Jews and myself, we both believe what? That was also hard. Nina getting the hard one. Uh-huh.
You can take multiple choices. You don't know.
Multiple choice, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yes, the resurrection of the righteous and the wicked, correct. And if we remember from another teaching, that's the Pharisees, but the Sadducees do not believe in resurrection.
That's correct.
All right, Joel, what does Paul say he was doing in Jerusalem? They accused him of all doing all these things, but what did he say he was actually doing?
Yeah.
This one's also hard without multiple choice.
Joel.
Joe.
I'm gonna need the multiple choice then. Let's see.
That's easy.
B.
Yes, he was bringing to the poor and present offerings. Good job, Joel. Oh my God. Joel has 2, Ralph has 2, Eddie has 1, Renee has 2, and Nina has 2. It's close. Ralph,
Yeah.
the governor adjourned the trial until when?
So I take them.
Multiple choice? What did he say? I'm gonna make a decision after what?
The command.
Yes, he said he would. That was a lie, but he said it. Good job. 1 for Ralph. Who's taking the lead? Eddie, what was unusual about Paul's imprisonment? He kept him in jail, but why was it a little bit different than everybody else?
That was,
Yeah.
I was
You
easy.
didn't multiple choice, though?
You wanted to get paid, you wanted to bribe.
That's incorrect.
Yeah, you go back.
Renee's turn.
There wasn't usually like that, he was giving freedom to was in the jail, but giving freedom to that he got visitors.
Yes, 2 points for Renee. He takes the lead. He was allowed friends to visit. Very good.
Somebody's sneak.
I'm like, what if he's trying to do it because I understood.
Oh, Nina, turn. Thought question. Why did Paul decide to speak of righteousness, self-control, and judgment to Felix? So he decided to talk about these things to Felix. Why do you think so? Why did he pick these subjects? No, it's a thought question. There's no answer in the, you have to think about it. He picked these things to talk to him about for a reason. What do you think?
Can I do it?
In a minute, you have to wait.
Because you feel that the abuse was something important.
I think it's Joel's turn. Joel, do you know why Paul decided to speak of these 3 subjects in particular to Felix?
Do I have to say the subjects or I have to just say why? Probably just why. Part because he wanted to pass it on to put it on his mind, because when he was talking about it, the Felix was getting nervous when he was talking about self-control and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
why
maybe
was
just
he getting nervous about it?
because he knows he's guilty.
Ah, there you go. You got it, Joel. Good. There were the sins that the governor exhibited, so it struck him directly. So, if I'm talking to you and I'm mentioning these things and you are guilty of them, you're going to get nervous about it, right? So he knows what he was doing. So there we go, Ralph. Easy one for you. Why did Felix fear what Paul told him?
Why? Because he was corrupt. He wanted Felix to bribe him. That's why he called him.
No, Eddie. Why did Felix fear what Paul told him?
He is the only way the Bible says.
Uh-huh.
And his wife was Jewish,
Uh-huh.
so he has a conscience of it.
Okay, that's good.
That's good.
Deep inside, he knew that what he was told was true and did not want to face his own shortcomings. All right.
He's not bothered, he became afraid.
Yeah. All right, Renee. It seemed that he did not want to deal with the feelings at this time, right? Do we know people like that? That you can see that something's jarring inside of them, but they walk away because they don't want to face it. They want to leave it for another day, but tomorrow is not promised.
He fights more.
All right, Renee, why did Felix continue to speak to Paul? So he kept calling Paul to
Well,
come
because
back
he was
again.
expecting Paul to
Very
pay him a bribe. He was a famous slave. I got 3 points, 2 points.
Yes, he's way in the lead.
Please. Praise God.
All right, Nina.
You know, give it a chance.
Who was Felix's wife? Her name. What was her name?
Multiple choice, Mom.
Right. Drusilla, good job. Okay. So I'm trying to think I have enough to go around. So this one, if I don't have enough to go around, I won't count it, but I put a line like that just in case. All right, Joel. Verse 22 is another third question. Felix, it says that in verse 22, Felix was acquainted with the way. How was he acquainted with the way, Felix? Kind of already talked about it a little bit. He was already familiar with about Jesus. How come? Even though he was, a Roman. Joel, do you know?
With Jesus?
Yeah, when Paul was talking to him, he kind of already had heard this before from somewhere. What do you think?
Probably from other Jews in the province that he rules over.
How about you, Ralph?
From his wife.
Yes, both. So both. I'll give one each. So his wife was Jewish, so you would think she would know about it. And Christianity has been spreading already, so it was getting more popular. Okay, so here I have a did you know? Did you know that Drusilla was Herod Agrippa's second 20-year-old sister, and she was Felix's third wife? He actually seduced her away from somebody else. So there was a lot of you think Game of Thrones have a lot of killings and backstabbings and lust and all this? These people were something else. All right, Eddie, who succeeded Felix? Multiple choice. Portia Fausto, Portia de Rossi, Portia Festus, or Porcius Mordecus? C is correct. All right, let's see if we have any more. All right, Renee, why did Felix not release Paul even after 2 years?
Because of the bride.
That is incorrect. Nina? You want multiple choice? Very good. All right, everybody got to go again, so that's good. I think that was the last question, I'm pretty sure. So the total, I have Joel with 4, Ralph. No, we still have to talk about more. Okay, so did you know that the Roman law stipulates that prisoners not be held more than 2 years if not convicted? So they have laws similar to us, right?
Yeah.
You can't just leave somebody in jail forever and never throw a charge. You have to eventually, so that's very interesting to me. They were ahead of their time. And did you know that all these names here are in the history books, the Agrippa and the Drusillas and all these things? So we know that the Bible is true, right? It actually names people in power that are actually written in history. And the verse to learn from here, so I strive always to keep my conscience clear before God and man. That's what Paul declared in front of the governor, Acts 24:22. And now does this all make sense? Remember how many times Paul was told not to go to Jerusalem? And guess what? Now he wastes 2 years of his time in jail. Amen. All right.
Well, why do you think he did that?
Well,
Well, he was supposed to. Right? You will preach.
God told him that he wouldn't die, right? He told him, remember, you're not gonna die, but he still told him not to go there. So there was other things that were gonna happen. He hadn't been there in a long time. Sometimes we just want to get in our own way. Sometimes. Yeah. And now what happened? Now you're in trouble. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop share and let me see, stop recording.